what we're going to do here with this Peugeot 307 is that after confirming that there's an oil pressure problem within the engine, is we're going to remove the oil pan to check if there's too many sludge deposits already, or if there's no sludge deposits within the oil pan, we're going to pull down the oil pump and inspect the oil pump for any problems, and including its oil pressure regulator. So this is the oil pan of the engine. We're going to remove the oil pan, but first we need to remove this exhaust here and this bracket here, because this two here is in the way when you pull down the oil pan. So we'll start by removing this bracket here. But first we're going to drain the oil of the engine by removing this drain plug here. So the drain bolt is a 17mm bolt. We need to jack this area here to support the engine. Stop. So the jack is just there to support the engine. So we're going to remove the bolts. So next is to remove this exhaust assembly here, including the catalytic converter. And here at the back there's a flange for the exhaust. So this is the heat shield. There are two 11mm nuts to remove this. So for this exhaust pipe, there's a bracket here that connects this exhaust to this frame. So there you go. The bolt is removed for the bracket of the exhaust. So the flange is now removed. We can now pull down the exhaust here at the engine side. So the exhaust bracket is slotted here at the frame, so you need to pull it up. So there's another bolt at the rear part of this one. There you go. So at the rear part of the oil pan, there's a bracket for the engine support that we need to remove. It's a 13mm bolt. So now to pry the oil pan down. So we need also to remove the engine support at the back of the oil pan. There are three 16mm bolts for that engine support. We need also to remove the bracket of the engine support. So we need to remove also the harness here at the side of the engine. So we need also to remove the bolts of the intermediate shaft. So there you go, the oil pan is removed. Wala ganong sludge. Wait, sandali. So let's check the oil pan for any sludge buildup. So far there's none. Ano yan? Ano yan? Puta na yan. Gasket? Hindi. Ano to? Pumasok, no? Ano yan? So there's no sludge buildup here. We're going to double check the oil pump. So we need to remove the oil pump here. Madali lang tanggalin yung oil pump nyo.
Yung may chain?
May debris ka dun, no? Nakita mo?
Saan?
Ang liit ng butas ng strainer nito. Ba't ganun ang design ng Peugeot?
Saan may strainer?
Yan, no? Ang liit. Ang bilis tuloy bumara. Nakita mo yun, may dumi.
Baka kaya gano'n, no?
So there's a debris here at the opening of the strainer that can possibly clog the suction of the oil pump. But to be sure, we need to remove the assembly. The oil pump assembly here.
Baka okay pa
Risky eh. Risky. Baka pag binalik eh. Tsaka hindi naman fully clogged eh. May portion lang. Picture mo nga yan.
Kaya mas maganda palitan na natin ang bago doon.
Bubuksan muna natin. So here's the strainer of the oil pump. For me, the design by Peugeot is very questionable, considering there's a small screen area only of the strainer. Being very small, it can easily get clogged by debris, just like this one. Very, very small. Unlike with other cars, the screen has a large area so that it can clog the oil pump so easily. Unlike this one, it's very small. So to remove the oil pump, you'll see it's a chain driven oil pump here. So you'll see the chain, and there are four what's this, 10mm bolts to remove the oil pump. Tingin ko to may o-ring din to eh. Yan, wala na. Tingnan mo lang kung paano siya ilulusot sa ano, out of the chain. So there are just 3 bolts, 10mm bolts that's holding the oil pump assembly. There you go. Remove mo yung chain, bend mo. So remove the chain by positioning the oil pump assembly in a way we can remove the chain out of this gear here. Sigurado may position yan to remove. May slot ka na, may slack. There you go. Oil pump is down. The output of the oil pump, I'm sure this is the output of the oil pump here. Saan yung tumatama? Tingnan mo kung meron yung ano.
Wala pong o-ring.
Walang o-ring?
Opo.
Hindi dapat sinisilikon yan. What?
Yung electric lang ito yung luwag ko.
Kaya?
Mm.
Sige, out yan, out.
Mga barado lang, no?
Pwedeng barado, pero walang o-ring eh. Alam mo ko, ba't ganun ang design nila? So we'll check the oil pump assembly. We're gonna tear it down.